Yeah, what up, y'all? What up? What's up, cyberspace? How's it going, internet land? This your boy, Crypto Bruh, aka Mo World Pizza DJ / producer, coming back again with another one of these daily streams about the crypto sphere. You know, first 15 minutes of me talking about mainstream crypto, the last 45 to an hour of me just going straight berserk on what is in crypto, because that's what we're here for. Is in crypto is the future. Everything else is kind of blah. But yeah, what's up? Today is May 9th, Friday. And yeah, everything is going as I guess according to plan. We're almost in the middle of the month. Big upside on Bitcoin all day yesterday. Let's go ahead and look at it real fast. Huge moves started a few days ago on the 7th. And yeah, all day, pumped all day yesterday. So either again, the thing about Bitcoin is we're going through a monetary change. And you can believe it whether or not you want to. And you can root for whatever you want to root for, right? Like, you got some people who root for Bitcoin, some people who root for Ethereum, some people who root for Solana. Then you have, most people who are now getting into crypto rooting for XRP because they, as a community, are shouting from the top of their lungs, Satoshi's vision, even though they don't have the actual Satoshi vision. Like, it's 100% a sham. Yeah, it's a scam of fucking weird story. It's fake Disneyland. You're better off in Solana. You're better off in Ethereum. You're better off in Bitcoin. You're better off in BNB. But this is the case that we're in now. Crypto is moving. Anybody who hated on Ethereum is in shambles. Imagine you sold ETH at $1,400. You're pissed. What's up, Zenthusiast? What's up, Arnett, Samson, T-Law Fitness, Lita, the front runners. That's what you guys are. You guys are the front runners. Hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like, hit the heart. If you're on X, come to YouTube. Click the link in my bio. Not my bio, but in the last post, and you can get into YouTube chat. That's where I read the chat. Come help out the algorithm. That's the lore. As they say, that is the lore. The lore is on YouTube. It is not on X. And yeah, get hip. So we're gonna figure out where this goes from here. I'm still bearish on like crazy momentum right now. Like, I don't think Bitcoin needs to like run to like 150. Like, I've heard people say some absurd numbers. Like, somebody was saying like Ethereum's going to 5K. I was like, yo, that's absurd, bro. It took so much energy just to get it right here. Like, we're lucky if it gets to 3,000. But in the positive side of this pump is that people are here and they're waiting. Everybody is waiting around. Everyone's looking for an opportunity. So something is brewing. And there will be some profit taking. So I do expect, like, you know, maybe this weekend, some people again, they're gonna play the, hey man, I don't want to get caught up in some you know, some FUD. You know, they feel very accomplished. I'd feel very accomplished if I held my Ethereum and didn't sell, you know, in April at $1,300. I'd feel pretty accomplished. But again, you're gonna have profit takers, because that's crypto. People take profits. It's part of the game. So yeah, we'll see how high it can go. We're looking at the daily here on ETH versus USDC, and we can see that it's close to the 200 moving day average. Moving day average is at 2,700. So it got up to the resistance. It looks like its resistance is still local at 2,500. Got right up there, you know, again, profit taking to be had, and we'll see what happens with ETH. Again, I think you're good with Ethereum. I don't think Ethereum, they changed the logos on TradingView for ETH. Different. What up, Rolando? But yeah, so Ethereum is a go. But again, I mean, like, my channel's so weird because it's like I talk about all these other cryptos, but we're headed to X1 chain. All these cryptos, they don't have the technology. They're not like the iPhone and shit. They're not that. They're not the cutting edge. They're just enough. So that's like the problem with Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're really expensive right now, and they're just enough. And we have a distraction in the space, which is the whole XRP thing. That's another reason why I kind of hate XRP, like big H. Because since it's a $2 token amongst all these expensive tokens, it makes like people who don't understand crypto gravitate towards it. And I mean, you have like Doge, you have ADA, you know, and Tron and all these other sub penny coins, but that's not like the case. Like, even Sui is still above $1, which is impressive to me. Tron hasn't even reached $1 yet. If you're in Tron, this is something you should be asking yourself. Cardano, the slow climb to $1. It's been there before though, but I don't know. I think Tron. I don't know. Has Tron been to $1? I don't really remember. Maybe like pre-ICO. Yeah, nah. This is all-time highs for Tron right now. Yeah, they're living it vida loca on Tron World. But again, that's why you're not going to see Tron get to $1 in my personal opinion, because there's too many bag holders and not enough reason for people to use the chain, right? We're moving into the next evolution of blockchain where fees matter, and the only way to get fees for the validators is to clock blocks, right? Or have a high velocity of users, right? That's why, again, it's easy to attack Ethereum when it comes to Solana, because Solana is the future. Like they have data to show, like, yo, we've clocked blocks. We're clocking blocks right now. Actually, Sol up to $170. Told you, holding the range. If you've been in Solana with your boy Crypto, bro, please hit the subscribe button and the like button, because it's too easy. You're just supposed to get it in between $100 and $200. So you still got a little bit of room to get some Solana, man. Just get it in between 100 and 200. If it falls again to $100, another signal. If it goes beyond 200, we're really in a bull market. They're gonna start putting a lot of pressure on people holding coins, and I'm seeing that in the XEN world. So now you'll see in XEN it was all green yesterday, but it instantly, if we look here at the 24 hours, we have the profit taking mafia from cbXEN and P.o.P. So cbXEN instantly rocket ships, broke past the resistance that we've been waiting for. Like, I've honestly been waiting for this resistance to be broken for so long. And here we did it, right? We did it stronger than we did here. So at 154,000 market cap, and this is why, yo, XEN is for everybody. It's for us as crypto users to have a pure coin that we could take to Valhalla if we want to. But if everybody doesn't want to, or the biggest holders are dumping and there's no buyers, and yeah, like maybe it's just a token that we're gonna burn for X1 chain. But if the community can come around, it can be something. So we have a crazy resistance right here at 154 with giant bag holders. So just go to the sales, you can see them. They have the same addresses. Like this one. Like, as soon as we get to this resistance, they're selling. As soon as we get right up in this area, they're not. This is your discount. Like, the real dip is every time it gets to 154 and gets smacked, because whoever's doing it, they're losing position because they can't create new coins unless they wait, right? And I always see this too. Yeah, so it's on this DEX. Odos. What the hell is Odos? What is Odos? What is that, man? cbXEN. Lols, they literally made their name cbXEN. This is why I like ESNs, or the like identity wallet concept. I've been baking lots of research on this because I find it so fascinating in XEN world how like people will start like dumping and then they'll change their wallet name to like something memeable, like this, like cbXEN, and just be doing straight damage. Like it's kind of funny. It's poetic in its own. Oh, they must be from Asia. This is the MC one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, MCT. So they must be from Asia or wherever. But that's a heavily used Asian mining contract. So yeah, like we're in this weird state in XEN where people are getting mints and they can control the chart and they can dump because it costs no money to make. And again, like we're in a really weird dilemma, especially on cbXEN. I really like cbXEN because inflation is awesome. How people can actually get in and out is is that's what she said. But how people can get in and out here is beautiful, because a lot of meme coins or a lot of tokens, they die because they stop moving, right? Like if we go through all the meme coins, it becomes hopium based on what is going to happen with this group. In Zen, the hopium is what is going to happen with X1 chain. And if X1 chain is huge, which we know it's going to be, right? Validator set's already back up to 363 participants. After, again, upgrading, shuffling a bunch of people off, everyone getting back on. Every time that they have to jump off the boat and jump on a new boat while it's on testnet, the herd gets stronger. That's how I think of X1 chain right now. There's a really strong set of validators. And yeah, they're going to come for crypto neck. This is ours. And looking at like how we have all those validators, and then now we have inflation, because what's going on in cbXEN is I see that there's a lot of people who are getting their mints from 100 so days ago, and there's a lot of people who got 100-day mints, so they're all right here. These right here, this group, this is who's inflating, this is who's selling on us right now. So we haven't gotten to this giant group of G ranks, and this giant group of G ranks is actually a discovery. So this is a story in itself, but in this little story right here, this is what we're dealing with. And this is kind of like an old story in Zen, man. I was doing some research last night, because I don't have it up here on the screen. Here, let's see. Oh, there we go. There's nothing here showing, right? Nah, that's just my transactions. All right, there's nothing here that's gonna make me get fried. No. Okay. All right. So yeah, man. I've been talking with a lot of other people in the community, and yeah, just kind of using GPT to our advantage. And multiple people, like I was saying, have been experimenting with making their own batch mentors, because it's just like in 2022, 23, 24, none of us really understood how to use AI, as well as AI wasn't as strong. Like, it's getting stronger by the day. For people to keep knocking AI means they're not doing the research, because every day is getting smarter and smarter and smarter. It's a true assistant. You can build a whole business with AI if you know how to, if you have a business mindset, essentially. So in the Zen world, we actually have a lot of challenges. One of those being, how do I access more Zen? Because, like, yeah, if you're really in this shit and you like it, the last thing you want to do is always have to go through the decks to acquire a lot. But for some people, that's all they're going to be able to do. They're only going to be able to buy because they're not going to be able to open Virtual Studio and mint as many VMUs as they like, right? Mint as many days as they want. And it changes a lot of the way I'm thinking about every blockchain, because again, the game isn't to marry the chain, it's to marry the ideology. You know how you know how people from other communities, they tell you like not to be a maxi, and you shouldn't. You should never really be a maxi. You should be passionate about something. And I think in blockchain, again, it's really about immutable code. The fact that code can't change. When the code can't change, can't nobody change anything, right? In Zen, the further you go into like the code can't change, the more you start to see how it is, like how it's really developed, right? Something I was doing last night in my research was I was researching, was it with Grok? Maybe it was with Grok. I like Grok gives me gives me long ass chats. That's one thing I like about Grok. If you use Clyde or Clid or whatever, this one's great for coding, but they know what they're doing, so they're knowing how to make a business off of people's needs. And if you don't know how to drive this bitch, it's gonna make sure that you pay a lot. So I've gotten better at compressing my prompts using Clyde AI, but then on like Grok, I act more dreamy. And this is like what I'm saying. People don't really know how to use AI yet. Like they're still just using it to make a fucking cartoon version of themselves. Like that should be pissing me off when motherfuckers bring up AI and then it's like, oh, what are you trying to build? And they're like, I don't know, some generator. It's like, man, you're not even a dev. Get the fuck out of here. Like you're not trying to build from principal state, bitch. Get the fuck out of my face. I'm in Zen. We're building from the state of principle and immutability. Can't change anything. That's when it's total prime. That's why Zen prime. Hey, don't take that. That's mine. But that's why X burn 100 trillion gone. Finito. So I invite the dumping. The dumping is so invited because this is how you get more Zen from the liquidity pool. You can be making Zen and providing Zen, and then you can be making free, but you're basically making free Zen. Because as the price goes down, if you were going to buy some anyways, you know, you just put a little bit in the liquidity pool and it buys on the way down. And then you can use those fees and just burn them for X1 points. X1 burn points. Bam. That's the new rotation. That's how this game is going to be played. But yeah, like I'm saying, I was doing research. You got to know how to use the AI so you can get into it. But if you don't know about EIP 7702, this is going to fucking change everything in crypto on Ethereum. And it's good. It's actually good for ETH. This is part of their upgrade. Have y'all heard about this? Are y'all paying attention? I'm paying attention. Of course you are, fool. Didn't post a YouTube link today, bro. Oh, I didn't? Damn. Good looks. Everyone over there is like, yo, fuck his YouTube. Sometimes people float over once I say that, so. We live. We live, baby. Yeah, my whole perception of Zen is starting to really change. Because now I'm extremely hands-on. Once you get to this level and you're like running your, like I made my own coin tools. Fuck all of you guys that are hating on Zen. Like we building our own coin tools. Like that shit was actually a barrier of entry for a lot of people and why Jack didn't support it. And now what we have going on, it's kind of like Satoshi supporting only PvP or player versus player or player person to person, and not doing like colored coins with data on top of the Bitcoin, right? And you keep that stuff separate and then it keeps everybody aligned. So like in Zen world, our essential story of that would be like Jack saying, if you're using coin tools, you need to know what you're doing because I'm not going to save you if it fails or if someone hacks you or if something becomes part of the middle, right? And this is 2022 when you don't really have AI. Only people that really had it was the gigabrains. Like us regular folks didn't really have it. And we were at the front of it. Like now I have full access to to everything AI, and I'm seeing people pick up this stone and it's already prepackaged and given to them like it's a coin tools app. So again, you control your destiny in this game. This is a solo sport. If you want a badge mentor, go make that shit. Stop sitting on your hands because no one's waiting for you. And if you're waiting for my badge mentor, you're going to have to probably pay for it or stake some X burn, you know? Because, yeah, I think, again, now that I got my hands on it, I'm not afraid of it. I'm inviting everything because there's reason behind all of this. There's a reason some people have access to max VMUs at the speed of light of said state chain, while others can only buy it or can only, get to the button phase. We've seen this too many times in Zen. It has nothing to do with you as a person. It's just really your skill set. And this is what keeps advantage fair. If I have the skill set to do it, I have an advantage because I built the skills. And you can't do nothing but cry because you're sad that you ain't got the skills. And that's life. That's really where life is unfair. Like, oh, why can't we all be born the same with the same skills? Like, I don't know, nigga, ask God. Like, that's pretty much where we are with that one and how I feel about it. So when it comes down to like cbXEN, I kind of see it now as a way for one to have their own farm. So if you have access to a script, you can farm cbXEN while everybody else is trying to figure it out. And then maybe one day it becomes regular, where everybody knows like, oh, you don't make Zen unless you have a script. Because if you're doing it one by one, that's just learning about it. That's not being in Zen. Like, being in Zen is making a ton of Zen for your own burn record. Yeah, the 100 trillion is facts. So on base, the burn record is going to be nuts. But this is where I come into a big question about Zen and about XOON and about our future. Because if you're not following or paying attention, this is the part where if you thought you was close as fuck, you actually you feel some pain because you're like, oh wow, I thought I was really close to everything, but I didn't see this one coming. That's what I'm saying. Yo, go make a batch miner and you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. And why, like, it changes when everybody has their hands on it and they have it on their desktop. It changes everything. It actually makes Zen very, very bullish because it makes all the other people who think it's stupid like look very dumb because it's like, oh yeah, they just don't have the brain capacity to get to this part. And maybe that's why a lot of people who are kind of shadow gigabrains in the community, you get so frustrated with how slow everything is moving because you're moving at the speed of light at the edge of Zen, and you're ready for X1 chain while everybody else is still trying to learn like 15-second blocks, 10-minute blocks. So yeah, it can get very depressing being at the top. And that's why, again, I think we actually have something special here. With this whole EIP 770, this is actually an update that makes external owned accounts have batched transaction leverage. I'll change this around. Essentially, it facilitates gasless transactions. So a developer can create a smart contract as an EIP 7720. Like, one of the ways of this is like you could use Zen and you could package all 3 calls into one fucking batch, and then someone doesn't have to spend money on gas. But when you get really, really deep into it, it starts to open up a playbook that shows that like there's still no advantage. Like, the only advantage that this has for like a Zen mentor is on a layer 2 where gas is already cheap. So you're just farming more Zen, right? Like it all roads lead to farm more Zen. Nothing really leads to, oh, I found an edge or an exploit. So I was kind of going back and forth trying to understand this whole EIP 7720, and I said you go look at it too, because it's actually really important. Somebody found basically they were able to make a proof of concept of how you can phish someone's Ethereum from their wallet, because what this does is it takes your wallet address, and when you sign this smart contract, it essentially like locks your information in the contract and gives the contract the ability to approve moves on your wallet, which is like, it's like a normal thing. Ethereum just never had it. But yeah, a lot of even Anatoly had a talk had a comment about this, about how it's coming too late. Like they should have done this a long time ago, because now, like, again, we got AI, man. They broke this shit in 2 days. So just all you gotta do is watch out though. Like if you're signing a contract, you just gotta make sure that it's not a contract that is going to be malicious. They put it back into your fucking camp, bro. Don't be stupid. But yeah, this is a good bundler for high transaction protocols like XEN to help save money on gas. But it doesn't really save too much if gas is bumping, right? So if like on Ethereum, that's why like on ETH, it doesn't really help you too much. But on Optimism, it gets kind of interesting, because now you can be a third party and pay people's gas. So then essentially, yeah, like XEN Burn could set up a portal where you stake XEN Burn and you get free transactions on XEN things, like in on Optimism. You can get all free transactions. And then you just set up the contract, so from that moment forward, that contract is that way. Like mints, like it'd be like, oh, you got this many staked, you get access to this contract that double checks to make sure you got 100,000 X burn staked, and then it allows the contract to do a gasless transaction for you. That's why I'm like, yo, this shit is epic when you really get into the mix. And then it kind of makes you see why, like, Pulse Chain, for instance, isn't in this conversation. Like, they're supposed to be a fork of Ethereum, but there is no way they're going to get these new upgrades, because from what I've heard, they're extremely behind on upgrading. We're doing upgrades nonstop once they come out on X1 chain, and you'll see it live because the nodes will go down and then they'll come back up. So this is why all this shit matters, man. You got to really put your head on the noggin, because you're going to get left behind if you're just following the coin bros. Because, yeah, that's all part of the narrative. So that's why I'm like, yo, on cbXEN, inflation is coming, and I don't think it's something we're going to have to worry about, because Jack might shake everybody out beforehand. Because the thing that would make a lot of people leave XEN world right now is if what I'm thinking is going to happen happens, and this new stuff that's happening on chain kind of washes away 2022, 2023, and 2024, even though that was like 5 months ago. All this new stuff kind of makes it seem like you're not up to date if you're coming with like some out of date narrative in crypto about gas. So in XEN, that used to be the thing. Like, it used to be like, oh, the gas is why the price is gonna soar. But I honestly don't think it's gonna be that. I think it'll be X1 chain. X1 chain will be why XEN soars. And I've been trying to get it to pop off without X1. And you know what's funny about XEN is it actually does sometimes pop off without X1. Like right now, it's usually after a dump, the community forms and they move the price, and then the grift shows up, and then they get back into, the sideways trade. So if an X1 chain were to come out, yeah, this is, up and to the right. It's just out of here. But what did you fucking learn? Like the whole time that it was just like hanging out down here before it became a highly demanded object, right? The state. XEN is about the state. XEN is released in EVM world, and some of the XENs have the ability to take advantage of the current state of EVM. Some of them are behind, and that's why XEN world is pretty funny, because like again, you'll have P.o.P leading the transactions, and then OPZen underneath that. And like OPZen is the actual state of Zen. It's more of the state of Zen than Ethereum. And then after OPZen, it's actually cbXEN. This is the second biggest state of crypto right now. The fact that you can fill the block so much in base and know that like they're trying to onboard all of the Coinbase people in the base. They got the newbie already. Like eventually we won't be mining like these giant blocks on base because they're gonna limit it. It's gonna get really hard. Right now, no one's there. No one's transaction is in the block. It's just the Zenians. And I got proof of it now, or I'm gaining proof every time I run this script. That's why on the script here, you'll see I put oh, it's just locked. Understood. Oops. Wait, no, wait. Yeah, but you'll see we got this gas bar. And the gas bar is to start to basically watch their gas go up and try to maintain a healthy Zen farm on base. Because when you really get down to like the future of Zen with all this new information that I kind of am seeing, and where I'm at with like Jack might say something that might piss everybody off, and then a lot of people leave, and it doesn't really matter because there's nothing like Zen. So yeah, you can keep like crying like wah, or you can like adapt and gather the tools that people are gonna subscribe to. These tools that people will subscribe to because they're gonna want an advantage to get this token that goes to X1 chain. They weren't here for 22, 23, 24. They're here in 2025, 26, 27, and they're trying to get themselves some X1 chain. So the services for the next 2 to 3 years in Zen are gonna be some of the biggest services out. Like imagine if you lost the ability to be on ZenPub. Like imagine if this tool was gone. Like shout out to Yosef for just keeping it around and being crypto as fuck about this, because it's fair knowledge. It's all just like, that's another beautiful thing about the design of Zen is it lives on chain. It's already Web3. The thing about Yosef is he collaborated his Web2 world with Zen's Web3 world, and he has the best stat site because he knows how to use SQL. In my opinion, like he got this shit locked in. Everything that I'm trying to do now is 100% Web3, and Zen is, I run into issues with Zen when I go 100% Web3, which shows me that the browser is still Web2 as fuck. And we're part of the next evolution of getting everyone into Web3, your identity. So yeah, again, we're thinking of Zen as an account. This is an account of representation. Your burn could be seen as a credit score. It already is though, but I'm just saying, when I invent on X1 chain, there's no better credit score than the amount of Zen you burn on a chain that I enjoy. Or like, let's say I don't enjoy Pulse chain, but then if you're like the #1 burner on Pulse chain in my dApp, I could give you an advantage because I can see your credit score, your burn credit score. And I can be like, damn, motherfucker, you put in some work on PZen. I gotta give you something. We gotta give this motherfucker an advantage. So yeah, your burn is gonna be really important to your future fate. And that's why I don't give a fuck if people are gonna mine and dump, because I'm here early, so I'm always gonna be in the best ratio. And as long as I keep mining, right? As long as, oh shit, this has been up the whole time. Darn it. Yeah, as long as we keep mining, we'll keep up with inflation, and then we'll be burning our inflation into protocols like XBurn. And maybe you might do 100% on your own. I don't really know why yet. I mean, I know why. I've made the scenario. The scenario is I've been holding out on it. So imagine this: your Zen burn points, they really are all together, and the only one that has a 10x multiplier is obvious, like optimism. Or is it? So it wouldn't actually be Ethereum. Ethereum's gas will always be high. So the thing about Ethereum is it will always suffer from high gas fees. So it's a natural deflationary Zen token based on gas. That's why the G rank is low and the supply is low. So if your mind is in this thought that Ethereum deserves to be more expensive because its gas is higher, then yes, someone who gets a lot of ETH Zen and burns it will have a lot of burn points from Ethereum. Right? It's not like a thing that needs to be said. It's like you got to drive it home. So if there's this much total supply,
189.
if there's 256 trillion total supply, then yeah, you're gonna probably want to burn 2% of the ETH supply to have an advantage. But most people are gonna fragment it out anyways, and that's why I'm like, oh, the advantage on ETH, it's really not that special. And then to go and start up the mine machine. Like if you want to go and make some inflation, because then that's where like the desire comes in, and Zen, the fairness. It's like, oh man, I want to make it now because I can't buy it. You're gonna have to fish gas, and again, gas is weird. Sometimes it's super low, sometimes it's not. So the concept of minting Zen might be a real blue moon event where it's like, oh, you better mint as much Zen as you can, and this would be everybody learning this now, so it's too late. Like we're all gonna learn this unless everybody doesn't do it again. So winter 2025, are you the person that's racking up all the mints in the C ranks for 27? Like that's what you have to be asking yourself right now to get ahead of the curve, because this may be the summer gas and it might only go to 1, and the X1 chain could come out, and then that's why it's like, yo, it's not like X1's gonna come out later, bro. This shit's literally about to come out soon. Like y'all are tripping. Everybody who thinks this shit coming out in 26, you are tripping. It is all coming together, as they say, like butt cheeks. What's this guy Jack Levin's thing? So Furious. What up, E and J? I haven't even looked at the chart. I'm just talking. Definitely a barrier. Starting to see the vision with the Zen burning DApp, etc. Yeah, man. Glad you're burning. Oh no. Can that batch minter reuse the wallet built inside to remint? Well, you're talking about the EIP 7702. You could do it. That's why. But from my research with Grok, it keeps going into this theory that there needs to be a treasury. Or like there needs to be like the best design will be someone holding the keys. And that's kind of why I'm like, oh, X1 is the answer, because no one holds the keys to that. So you would always want to burn your Zen in the name of X1. And then you would want to be like, that's the treasury. But because you know what I mean? Like you're going to pay the gas. Or like if we're making a burner like burnzen.com, we need to figure out how we do gasless for everybody. So because now this will be a trusted vehicle in the Zen world, where maybe there's a game where people leave behind a little bit of ETH so everyone can claim for free, and you got to stake a certain amount to get the club gas. So like that's kind of like what they're trying to build in the DeFi world. We're just not there yet, because the builders aren't thinking like we're thinking. We're fucking Zenians, bro. We're in the future, and we're moving to X1 chain. So who's to say we're gonna use this tech? This shit is a lot. Like I be doing the fucking research like, bro, this is why X1 has to exist, because all of this is too fragmented. How can one developer make one idea? Like that's why Zen exists. It brings all the devs into one idea, same contract. The only thing that's different is the state. I think that's what my GPT said too. But yeah, Cypherius, he was like, tokenization of the US dollar is a true form of RWA implementation, which will automatically bring the masses on chain. Now more than ever, the world needs a solution with higher performance and decentralized metric and the decentralization metrics possible. And then I posted a quote. Zen is like the crypto dollar, while XOON supports all types of dollars. So yeah, we're moving into the stable narrative. RIP Satoshi. I don't know where the fuck he is. But yeah, it's a Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's a collectible. Bitcoin's a collectible. Where is this thing at? And yeah, XOON is the hub. Right, this is the vision. This is the vision. Stablecoin network feeds XOON. And then I think of the arrow that leaves this way. This is like the World Wide Web. Like the Xenian, you are the world. As of the Xenian, you are the World Wide Web. You're gonna create the internet. Like we did that with XBurner as a group. The group created 100 trillion burn, and now it's a communication tool for others to see the fire. No poetic intended. It's just what it is. Like internet is communication, is breaking down barriers to get closer to humans without them being there. And in Zen, that's what we all speak. We all speak the same language when it comes down to how we're going to facilitate our sovereignty, right? If I'm sovereign in my Zen, I'm not going to go and put myself on Moonbeam because there's no Xenians over there, right? I want to be sovereign in Zen. I'm going to go and, you know, find where the transactions are, where the volume is. You know, I think where the volume is really where you want to be. And that's why MZen is just suffering. I don't think a burner will save MZen. I'm sorry, guys. You got to get everybody to burn. But some people, I don't know if they care about XOON over there. Jack would have to tell them, like, yo, he's trying to burn, guys. He's trying to burn. Then everybody will fucking burn. So burn before Jack does that. But yeah, that's why I like cbXEN and OPXEN. The agency of the Xenian is free form. People are making their own decisions. They're not really caring about what other people have to do or what other people are doing, you know. And then this creates natural markets. This allows for sales, right? Like right now, this is an intense amount of selling on cbXEN. But if you're paying attention, you understand that if cbXEN gets up and out of here, this thing is gonna go. As a trader, there's not enough sell pressure and not enough inflation to sell it down. The burn adds a whole other element because we haven't even started doing that shit yet. Everyone's still trying to make XBurner the shit. Because yeah, Spark coming out. Spark is coming. So our friendly dog Spark is gonna pull up before you know it. XBurner is actually having a pretty positive day because cbXEN is up. So if cbXEN goes up, so does XBurn. And then if XBurn becomes more expensive, people are more likely to sell it back into cbXEN and burn it. So we're just kind of waiting for us to get to that level of attention. Let's see XBurn on Optimism. I haven't seen what they're doing. Optimism has shown me that people are really stingy with their Zen. Like this current batch of Optimism holders, they're stingy as fuck. They might never move until Jack says it's time to go, which is fine. But again, I'm not waiting around for Jack, bro. I'm making my own moves. So yeah, 2.8 trillion burned over here, and that's why I'm like, man, they got a lot of T's. There's more to be burned. We can have more upside. And again, the XBurn token can be used to leverage a better experience, right? It can totally be used to leverage it. And right now, XBurn is fucking, damn, this is gassing up. This is a beautiful chart. And you know what it is? Who knows what it is? Who knows why it's cracking right now? nobody has XEN. Since it's lacking the burn, it's lacking supply. It's only 200 or 2.3 million X burn that exist. 856,000 have been burned. So if people don't make X burn because they're afraid to burn their XEN, X burn has more potential to have upside and grow with XEN, right? XEN is moving, so it's gonna bring up all the tides, right? And then people are gonna go over here and they're gonna try to dump it down like they're doing right now, right? This opens up the portal, guys. This is for the Xenian. People who are whaling have been trying to maintain this shit for a long time. They're coming to the end of their days. This thing's either going up and out of here, or again, we're gonna get some amazing discounts because Bitcoin is gonna essentially pull back. But I don't know about that. That's like the doomsday scenario. The doomsday is Bitcoin could pull back, and then all the markets pull back because that's the biggest narrative. Crush momentum and people just kind of give up again on crypto. I think right now it's got to keep the momentum up. The momentum is so strong. It would be buck wild if it rugged. It would definitely break spirits though, so I'm not gonna count it out because spirits gotta always be broken, bro. You know, rituals need to be had. So yeah, as long as this keeps going up, I don't see why all the Zens don't keep moving up. Right, because again, and then the cycle continues because XEN is deep in Ethereum Zen, or in its deepest pool is going to be ETH. So if Ethereum keeps going, like let's say ETH does go to $4,000, XEN follows. So does cbXEN, so does ETH. That's why I like those three, because they're all dripped in ETH. So if Ethereum is doing well, they do well as well, and that's the state conversation about the other Zens, because they're not in the layer 1 ecosystem. They're a layer 1 to a layer 1. I got really deep yesterday in some research, and that's why again we're a layer 1. X1's a layer 1. So what makes it really important is it needs to have module components that plug into it, such as a stable coin. So not like the stable coins live in the network, but now the stable coins are on top of the network because it can introduce an edge node, which gives 5 millisecond confirmations, right? And that edge node is based on the X1 performance. So that's kind of what gives us an edge. Some people, they can't do the performance part because there's so much noise around their cluster, right? Like Solana would love to drop everything and become a fucking payment rail, but that's just not real. ETH would love to do that, but that's not real, right? That's why Unichain exists. That's why Zora chain exists. That's why Base chain exists. OP's chain exists. All those things are just module stacks off of ETH. You can think of them as edge nodes, but they're all fucking liabilities because they're not real fucking blockchains, right? Real fucking blockchain is Nakamoto coefficiency. We've gotten here. We're here now. Sorry, all those other chains are ass, suck, but we're here to support you. I just got to use harsh words. Got to hurt your feelings. They all trash. So yeah, XEN. We'll see what people do. They have it all right to do anything. We see the G rank is bumping, so there is a minters have re-entered the minting pool, and I'm sure it's because again, if you've got yourself a script that you've created through GPT, that's all you need to do. Literally, GPT will create you a script. Yeah, but if you can't do it, then of course, again, Crypto Bro one's coming. I'm gonna put like a $20. No, it'll be like, yeah, maybe like a one-time month fee of like $20, and you can just download an app that allows you to batch mint. Because I have it now, so it wouldn't be hard to make for others. I'm still testing it just to make sure it's functional. But yeah, services are coming for Zen to enhance people's minting capabilities, because again, XEN shows us something that people still want the coin even though it's 1 amp. So XEN works. The AMP is 0 and miners are still mining, or minters are still minting. Granted, they're barely making any tokens, so the hyperinflation is nothing. That's why right now what we're seeing is the total supply is dropping drastically on XEN. Liquid supply and total stake have been dancing back and forth, but that's because people are claiming and staking. But what we can see here is very minuscule, very. But right here on the 7th, we actually had the decrease. So look at the liquid and stake: 57, 56, 56, 55, and then back to 57. So trillions are disappearing. It's just happening really slow on XEN because all the people that hold supply are Xenians, and they're being smart about their next decision and not so impulsive because they've matured over time. But you're still seeing some selling because it's a natural free market. So yeah, definitely, you know, maybe someone sells a whole bunch, but that's what you're waiting for in XEN. It's not like your traditional trade. This is definitely a Xenian trade. And again, what makes it spicy is this X burn notion. I see XEN, OPDXN is trying to cook too right now, it looks like. All people got to do is hodl. The only thing that sucks about this one is you don't get any let me see, you don't get any cbXEN. I wonder if I've never looked at the contract for DXN. I wonder if it has bridge capabilities. That's what opened up this whole can of worms for me yesterday. It was like looking at how tokens can build in bridges. And that's kind of where I think the blockchains cornered all of the users. So we bridged where they want us to go. Some developers, they don't know to build these functionalities into their tokens, and their tokens fall off. But we had like xeNFTs. They used layer 0 to do this idea where they were essentially burning, because Xen has a burn address, right? The burn function. So you can burn tokens on one side to deflate supply, and then on the other side you can make something happen. So like we have the natural bridge with the burn. You don't really need anything else. That's why, yeah, it's gonna get really, really complicated. So curious though. I don't know. I don't think they do though. Library, storage slot, address slot, Boolean slots. Yeah, see, I'm with GPT now, I'm so hip to just looking at contracts and being like, oh yeah, I could see it. It would probably be towards the bottom. Damn, hella code in this contract. Supply is capped. This is one thing that is kind of crazy on DBXEN. We don't trip on them not okay, immutable. Okay. I think they renounced their contract. I just have to double check. I don't know if it really matters. It doesn't matter. But if you go do some research, maybe they have it where you can move DBXEN tokens between chains, and you can take like OPDXN and like bridge it to ETH, and then you can dump it on ETH or something. But only if it's built in. That's why I was like, yo, that's crazy. Xen almost had everything to be this really big token for interoperability, but they didn't make it where you mint on the other side of the bridge. The only bridge that's going to mint on the other side is going to be X1. That's the solid bridge that we know. When you burn your XEN, it will mint something for X1. So it is such a crazy design that this is where I keep running away from it, but a lot of people are going to hate it. But yeah, XEN, he said it's going to have a 10x multiplier because it's replicating what's going to happen in 2029. X1 will be alive and out before 2029. So he's essentially trying to simulate what XEN looks like with 1 amp and a blockchain coming out. And the only way you're going to get the 10x multiplier is if you're burning the OP XEN. The only way to do that is if you own it. And the only way to own it now, because like, again, you see, it's like playing into the whole narrative. Like anybody who took the risk and minted a ton, they're all in profit. Everybody who did it, everybody who went short and sold it to zero, you know, that was part of the idea too. Like you make inflation and you sell it and you rotate it and you keep doing that until hopefully we get closer to X1 chain, and then you're gonna give the market the best price. You know, if you don't want to give the market the best price, you should have been burning it so the market never got it. But a lot of people didn't get that notion, and they kept dumping their XEN instead of burning it, and now they're gonna have to buy it back and pay premium for something that they got for free, essentially. And this is why, again, I can see people getting really mad at this FUD that they spent money. I spent money too on ETH. And then my Ethereum is all based on like a little multiplier that's not that much more significant than someone who's minting on cbXEN and just burning it all. Right? Like it would break hearts. People would say XEN is broken, but they wouldn't even understand that like the contract never had any promises that you were going to mint something on the other side. Like it was all based on strategy. And in X1, it has nothing to do with EVM. It's 100% the future, and EVM is 15-second block times. Trying to be Solana, trying to migrate to Rust, trying to create EOAs. Like they're trying to do everything that's already happening. This shit is dead. Like to think you're gonna stay here is to be in a real hopium machine. And that's why I'm like, yo, everybody would be better off porting their ass to fucking P.o.P, sell all your ETH XEN, OP XEN, cbXEN, because that's where it's gonna be. All the gameplays are gonna be on cbXEN and OP XEN and real Ethereum, and that's why it's gonna be super painful. It's gonna be so painful for people. They're gonna be like, why are you burning XEN? Like you're fucking just helping X1. And they're like, yeah, that's the whole point. Like I don't want to be in Ethereum. Like I want to go to SVM. Right? The PSYOP is underway right now. So yeah, maybe go to somewhere where people are super pro XEN, because that's what has to happen. The XEN has to stay in the state. If you get anything from this stream right now, the XEN is the most important on the state that it exists. So Optimism XEN is so important on Optimism. Once you burn it, it does get a 10x multiplier, but it is no longer Optimism XEN, so it loses that live state. And some of these states have already terminated themselves by self-termination. They self-destructed. Right? So these are the most important things to understand in XEN before they happen, so you're not like, oh man, this is scam. It's like, yeah, like Ethereum mainnet isn't the state you want to be on for burning XEN. Like it's like bass backwards. Like actually you want to be on OP XEN or cbXEN because there's no gas barrier. So the burning of XEN is just a token. It has nothing to do with your finances. Right? But holding ETH XEN is going to be powerful because a lot of people intellectually won't be able to get to this type of belief system. They will still be like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? I'm just going to buy ETH. It's ETH. Look at the market cap. And then Jack is going to be like, yeah, Ethereum's in gets a 10x multiplier or something stupid, like 20x multiplier. Like if ETH Zen got a 50x multiplier, is everyone going to run there for real? And if that's the case, why were you waiting for that? You should have just started minting, right? Because now it's like, oh, I could just do short mints for 100 days and just burn those and never touch the chart ever again and stay up with everybody else because everyone's going to follow. It's like either you're going to get a whole bunch from minting or you're going to get a whole bunch from buying. But whenever the signal is dropped, everyone is going to show up. So there is no advantage on Zen ETH. It's just Zen ETH. But on these other chains, because there's no resistance to the burn, there's game theory. Now your Zen is a vote. Your burn is a vote. How much you burn, that shit might be the last time you burn, bro. Until you get some more Zen. All right, you could do that on ETH. Everyone's the same. Everyone's burning 100 million on ETH. Not everybody's burning 1 trillion on OP Zen. Not everyone's burning 1 trillion on cbXEN. And that's where the points matter for XOON. You feel me? Like, that is life after death. They leave in the state because the state makes them so much. I mean, that's on cbXEN. Thinking of cbXEN that way. cbXEN is for burning because right now gas is opportunity. For some reason, no one is on base. So you can fill the block with a lot of space right now, and they're not going to play with you or mess with your mints. So we don't know what the future looks like, but the future doesn't matter because we don't care about base chain. Base chain is just a bridge. It's to be used. We make a lot of Zen and we burn it. And maybe if people see an advantage in Zen, it becomes higher in value than Ethereum. Because it's moving in speculation better than ETH itself. Like, you know, ETH is what ETH is, but cbXEN is X1 chain. So people are buying, selling, trading, moving, making culture, right? Burning dApps are culture in Zen. If you want to get your culture started, I would say make a burn dApp and bring your community to X1 chain. And I showed a little bit of a breakdown yesterday about how that works with Zen. And again, that's like moving the state. Like you could have a whole community on Pulse chain and then you can set up a giant burn and move the state to X1. PTGC basically did that with a bunch of Zenians. I'm still curious to, like, so many people have that in their story that's all people cared about. No one really cared about PTGC. When you talk about it to them, like when you ask them, like, oh, why do you care about PTGC? Oh, I burned some Zen and I made gains. It's like, oh, okay, yep. That's the first render of the moving of the state with the burn. People made gains on the other side of that burn. So many developers can do this. But you could reverse it now. You could take the Zen coin and move the state to X1. It's kind of wild. Great Russian accent. Great point. Low gas on the side chains is for burning. Yeah, that's what I mean. The low gas on the side chains are for burning for X1. Because again, I'm pretty sure all the points are going to be together. That is the bridge. The bridge is the burn. So if Jack Levin says I'm giving points out, you'll get a point for every single burn. And then that's where that auction will probably have the percentages of like what you're using, you know, and the Oracle will give us guidance so you can see like where your points are essentially. And that's why, again, on the chains that are the most popular, I expect the Zen to be bottlenecked, where you're not. It's actually really hard to get. You would think like, oh, everybody burned everything, so nobody's buying anything. Everybody minted everything, so nobody's buying anything. But that's just it. Like, if it's the cheapest place to burn, then it's gonna have the most speculation because it's the easiest to get to. So these lower level Zen prices are facades because you're essentially saying that the next group is gonna do what the first group did. And I doubt it. I just kind of doubt it. Like, XEN is where the risk, like, or the gamblers are going now. So cbXEN is really turning into like a inflationary or a positive inflationary vehicle, because we can't do it on ETH, and then any other side chain isn't denominated in ETH. It's like an AVAX or Moonbeam or Pulse Chain, so those aren't really real. So yeah, cbXEN, even though it's a hyperinflating, concept, there's still a lot of good to be built here. Like, all it takes is one dev to Steve Jobs this shit. That's kind of what I keep thinking. The Steve Jobs dev isn't here yet. I mean, maybe he's amongst us or she's amongst us. But yeah, you just put all the tools together, and then now this thing is for the people. And we could see it here just with the small amount of users that are using their own scripts now and kind of bouncing ideas. Like, gas was really high because the update isn't finished, so that's the only reason this fell off. And this is in its own nature also something to study. I mean, you guys know what's up, bro. I've been talking about G rank. If you don't understand the G rank by now, you're fucking fried. You're fried. You're gonna have to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Here, I'll show you guys how my oh, I gotta get some bread over. I'll show you how the script works. Damn, I got $11. Here, I'll send over 5. Actually, what? Yeah, we'll send over 5. Can you see my screen? No, you can't. Oh well. Long story short, this bot is pretty awesome because it sets up a wallet for you. Nice. And then all you have to do is click a few buttons and you're mining. So like, yeah, cool. I got my, and that's why I'm starting to really, I guess, like, question, like, what is real? I don't know. What is real? Dr. Phil. Damn, I can't pop this out. Whatever. But yeah, when you really dive in, you start to see like, oh, there's a lot of collaboration between Optimism and Ethereum, and there's so much you can do when you work with just those two. And then there's so much you can do when you look at the way that the OP stack works, and it's like, oh, okay, this is why everybody is doing OP and a small group is doing their own thing, like Arbitrum or Tico. I'm not in this race, so I don't really give a fuck about what Ethereum people are doing. But as a Xenian, what I've learned is that it could make my world easier if I work with these chains, because the commands are easier to, create, essentially. So what I have here is, I have a bulk miner where what it does is I can set my term days, how many transactions I want, my gas, and then it gives me a stat to tell me how many gas units I'm using to try to, let me know. I am redlining like fuck. I don't give a fuck. But when gas does start to change and more people start to come into base, and then I realize that, I do have to keep dropping. I have like a bar here to give me an idea of my max production. But what this does is this is an automated bot where I set my VMUs. So I'm gonna actually set this lower. Oop. So I can like set my VMUs. So like I have my wallet is here. I'm not gonna show it because I got my PK. But yeah, this makes you a wallet on the first start. And then once you get a wallet, you fill it with some Ethereum. And then the script essentially will create you your own VMUs So I was doing 55. And then start terms. So for instance, right now I'm at 112. So I'm building a ladder. This one's super sick with it, because what it does is I could do start terms where it's like it starts on term 112 days, and then using numbers I can give it a batch. So I can give it a 4, oh my bad, a 5. Wait, no, my bad, 6, because I want to do 5 of each. Actually, I probably shouldn't do that. Yeah, we'll just do batches. We'll do batches of 2. So think of it like this. Actually, yeah, I can't even do this because the gas is a fucking high right now on base chain. It like fucks with my whole aura. I was like, it's actually pretty decent. Okay, it's actually pretty decent. When it's up at 0.5, 0.6, gas is way too high on base. But that might become a new normal, so don't get it twisted. But yeah, like so 112, and I'll just do 2 batches. So what that means is for every term, it'll make 2 xeNFTs. So it'll do 112 days 2 times, 113 days 2 times, 114 days 2 times, 115 days 2 times, 116 days 2 times, and then all I gotta do is set the GUI. So I'll set the GUI here to 0.0025 so that it's there, and then I have a delay of 0.01 milliseconds just so that I don't cramp the chain. So like I'm gonna hit enter. And then this is going to give me a minting plan. It's going to tell me how we're minting it, how many batches per term, how much GUI. See, I still in beta because I don't know why. Yesterday, it was telling me the duration time. Like I was able to see like, oh, okay, it's going to take 30 minutes. I can leave and come back. That was kind of cool. I got to fix it though. So it's like, oh, is this the minting plan you want? And you just hit Y, enter, and it's going to start minting execution. So you'll see here, it's gonna make 10 xeNFTs, and boom, here's the first one. So you'll see it just went through. It used 97% of the block. It's giving me a recommendation. See, for safe operation, consider reducing from 555 to 170. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. We know that there's nobody on base chain because we are using way too much of the block, but the other stuff is just so tiny that like this is what you can do. And maybe this is the thing, like maybe transactions are really small and they're waiting till they get like identity on base. Identity would take up a lot of gas space. Like if everyone is clicking connect wallet, shit could get gnarly. That's what X1 chain is for. But yeah, you'll see it got my wallet balance and then my estimated gas cost. So this is what's kind of cool. It's telling me how much the transaction is in the GUI. So actually GUI is 0.1 right now for minting. So I have a high target. So it's essentially just allowing it. Right. And that's what you'll see here. It went through gas use, blah, blah, blah. What's safe? Oh, I have 40. 40. Where the fuck? Where'd that come from? Shit says 44. But yeah, you'll see here, this is what I really like about it. So this is the first push. It was accepted, it was detected, it confirmed it. Then the second one, that might have been an older one. So this one might be the newest one. Yeah. So you'll see here, it tells me how much the transaction cost. So it was 26 cents to mint that xeNFT. And then if I go to, and this is why I'm loving this setup right now that I have, because I'm 100% in Zen Network. I'm not working with nobody else, just me and the contract. So now what I could do is go to Zen Network and I'll see my, I should see it pop up here. So if I do term days, oh yeah, we'll do term days. All right, so it should be, yeah, right here. Is this the newest one? Was this one just made? Just made? Yeah, see, 3 minutes ago. Just made? So like, what's special about this? So yeah, you'll see 2 minutes, 30 seconds ago. What's special about this is that like now it's hands free. Oh, you guys can't see it. Fuck, because I got the thing up. My bad. You're just seeing the minting happening. But yeah, right here it shows up 84. So if I refresh, there should be 2 there now. Yep, 2. I only made 1 before. That's why I needed to continue the process. But you can tell because this right here. Now see, this is where I'm at with this whole like this theory that you can farm your own Zen on cbXEN. So theoretically, you don't need to buy it, but people are gonna buy it because it's on the DEX, and it's a beautiful chart. So who am I to say maybe someone doesn't, want to run their old script? And then for me, again, I don't need to be saying I'm gonna dump all this Zen. That's like the idiotic way of thinking about it. Technically, I'm getting free X1. Like I can burn all of this stuff. That's why I changed up my my strategy, and I moved into just doing 100 days with crazy VMUs, since that's like available. Because now I don't need to buy Zen. I can just keep my Zen I have staked, and that can be basically like longevity stuff. Like I got a 4 trillion whatever, and then I can mint 4 trillion. And put a lot of strategy behind minting 4 trillion now that I know I can buy 4 trillion. And that will always be there. Like you'll always be able to go and buy a ton of Zen. But making a ton of Zen, that's the journey. That's forever going to be the journey, y'all. So don't give up on making a lot of Zen. The real runners are there, making a lot of Zen. Oh, so this one went through. This one should be where the contract switch. So now it should... or the program. Now the program should be 113. See, 113. That's why I was like, yo, I need a script that gives me a ladder so I can have Zen ending every single day. And I can burn every day. Right? And now you're gonna really become unstoppable. But do you see what I mean? Like it's not like you're gonna be burning 1 trillion every day. Like it's still going to be extremely hard to get a lot of burn points in a present experience. That's why you're going to be saving for that. Essentially, you minting Zen is saving for the day that you get to snipe the auction, or for the days that you get to stay relevant in the auction. Minting Zen, again, is for burning. It's not really for selling. Buying Zen is dangerous until the community understands this. Like the community is still super immature in how they move in, you know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna take a second. So just know that OPZen is where it's at. There's no amp, and the inflation is not real. It's gonna take days, months, years for inflation to happen again. So this is like, again, why I'm saying you're safe in OPZen. Everything else is dangerous. At least in base, again, gas is normal. Max mints for 27 cents. Bring it back. And yeah, like I guess leave a comment if you want me to drop the script. Some people got it, some people don't. Some people understand it, some people won't, and that's just the way the game go. But thanks for pulling up. What's up, Rolando? What you saying over here? Hold it real quick. Yes, that's the bridge burning. Yo, even masking gaming apparently is an OP well, and it's not burning. So he stays bullish. I mean, yeah, it's smart to not burn, but like that's what I'm saying. Like not burning your Zen means that you're waiting for a pump, and that's not what Zen is designed for. So everyone's gonna have to come to this crossroads. I'm here already. Well, it's almost like you almost want to be like, why aren't you burning half of your Zen and selling the other half and pumping the G rank and getting that Zen back, and then and then burning half, selling half, and then doing it again until X1 chain to mitigate risk, rather than just sitting on the bag and watching it like barely make any yield. There's a lot of different ways to think about it. That's why I'm like, I'm out of here already, I got too many philosophies on it. Yep, all it takes is one white swan event to go crazy. Damn, bruh, it's cooking. IDK, you had it like that. I should have known you would have helped me live on space to mine some solXEN successfully. There's identity on the Arena app wallet. If you mint a token, it attaches to your profile. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get you online right now, my man. Cause that's like one way of thinking of it, but that's how Pump Fund is, Like if I go to Pump Fund, that's what I mean. The identity is deeper than just what you've done in the space. That's like one piece of it all. Like, oh, this person, did this or did that, blah blah blah. But your identity really is like assets you own, or your content. Like you monetization, things you can monetize about yourself. That's your real identity. Go to my profile. Yeah, like your real identity, because people, okay, yeah. Oh, I'm gonna give it away too much if I start going in on it. Like if I really start to go in on it, I'm gonna give away too much. Because that's when everyone is following patterns. They're not creating new innovations. On Pump Fund, you can see I made 8-bit Mike, if you remember. Fuck Jake Paul. I made this token during the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight 6 months ago, and I live streamed the fight on Pump Fund, trying to merge worlds. And then Tolly said, why don't more people make meme coins about philosophers? So I made the Immanuel Kant meme coin. And yeah, like, I mean, your identity is going to be there on chain, but really what your identity is how fast you get to yourself. So your identity is theoretically in the crypto space, the blockchain itself. The blockchain is your identity. It isn't actually anything out that like it's not, it's your access to information. So your identity is the blockchain, because that's the information. Like if I am running a ton of nodes on a slow blockchain, everyone's gonna know my identity. Or like that like Red Panda guy, like everybody knows his identity as like being the minting guy. Now he's gonna talk about Caspa. He's like forced to. Like that's not controlling your content and your identity inside of the internet. We're really moving into this like really complex conversation about what is social in the internet. How early is this journey? Some people make like Instagrams for their children, which I mean, my sister did it. She made emails for my niece. She did all this like digital footprint shit when she was born. And that was like 2010. So like imagine like the digital footprint being Wallet Connects. That's where we're headed in identity. It's not going to be an application. No app is going to bring identity. It's going to be a chain because of how quick you can access the information, and that information is a relay of you. It's gonna get really nuts. That's all I can say. The game is X and T allocations. I feel you. I was attracted to your wallet. It was attached to your wallet, but in Arena, it's attached to your profile. Yeah, that's. I mean, there's mad levels to identity. I think, again, I'm not trying to give away too much because I'm actually in this research field right now, and I see a huge opportunity in identity, and I'm really looking for how do I move into the next zone. Right, I saw. I'm like, yo, X1 is here. It's gonna replace blockchains. Building on that is gonna be the next thing. It's not gonna be building on EVM. And what is identity in that regard? When you're moving out of apps, you're moving out of apps and you're moving into blockchain, infra, depend. You know, what is identity there? What does that look like? Right. And that's why Zen is a form of an account. So hold your Zen, bitch. I'll catch you on Monday. Peace.
Astronaut.